All right, let's just wait for the stream to catch up here, then we will start up. Sorry about that, just getting everything going here. All right, let me plug in my... Just 1 second, then we'll be in a league. All right. So let's get in here into the play lobby. Same stuff, different deck. There's no need to talk about it too much. We changed around a couple of the cards, but the deck is still pretty similar to being the same as it has been. Like, you've got your subs. I like the Traverses. I like the Battle Rage in there. So, you know, so it's still doing the same Death Shadow thing it's always been doing. We got like our right here is our like anti-fatal push deck or package. We got these to help, like these 4 cards here. Actually, like these 4 cards and this one here to help out against the humans matchups. And we got our 6 counter spells. I was trying out 3-teamer battle rages, and I might still do that, but I think for now I want to give a whatever it is a whirl, a 3rd Liliana in my main deck. So I just want to I guess grind a little better. I feel like with the stubs and the teamer battle rages, then my deck's pretty weak to other fair decks. I need just like one more card to help out there. But being weak to fair decks is the cost, kind of the cost of playing Death Shadow game 1. Like, you certainly get a little bit of help, you know, with your Lingering Souls, Ranger of Eos packages, and the Last Hope after sideboard, but it certainly is a little rough to start. Trying to fix up my sideboard here. I haven't played Paper Magic in a little bit. I played Legacy last weekend, did pretty well. Had a lot of fun. It was fun casting Deathrite Shaman and Brainstorm. It reminds me to think, like, I can't believe that Deathrite Shaman was legal in Modern after playing with it. Like, at any point that, you know, that card was okay. And then even just looking back on it, even myself, like, I advocated for that card not being banned for a little while, and then just realized, like, yeah, it's just a silly statement. Because that card is just way too good. Oh, there we go. Still trying to fix my deck up here and put it together. Oh, I should probably... Let me just update here. All right, we got a no-lander, so we'll mulligan this. His hand's pretty fine. We definitely will scry any spell on top, probably. We do not want to land. Unless our opponent's playing Burn, we're going to fetch before we Street Wraith. All right, so probably playing against the blue-red deck or Storm, in which our hand is pretty fine against either of those decks at the moment. Like, discard's very good against each one of those decks. Lead off with Overgrown Tomb. Cycle here to get a little bit of... No, we drew into the land. Oh, so we're playing against a twin deck. So I think I'm going to take the Spreading Seas so that they can't cantrip. And then we're going to take probably Moon and... we definitely need to take this Blood Moon at some point. So there's their mountain. Yeah, I would love to just jam this Tarmogoyf, but if our opponent draws a land, then, you know, we're in a bit of trouble. I'm going to fetch a basic with this to both preserve my life total and play around a moon. So our opponent did draw a land, so it was good that we Thoughtseize them. So we'll take this. And then I think I'm just going to take this Cryptic command with this Thoughtseize. The creatures aren't really going to, like each creature, them being redundant, it doesn't really matter. And this Cryptic in the later game could do something for them. And I'm going to be able to beat around both Exarch and Pestermite. I guess Pestermite flies in the air, so maybe I should have played that slightly different. Because I'm going to have to take 3 to get this. Maybe I should have taken the Pestermite. So he probably here is going to tap down my Overgrown Tomb. I'm going to have to take 3. At least he led with that one to have a little bit less pressure. I don't think I'm going to cycle this right now. Should have played a different land so that I could get Stomping Ground and have my red mana. I might not be able to cycle this Street Wraith this game. So opponent's got Pestermite X. Serum Visions. We definitely need a removal spell here pretty bad. I wonder if they're going to tap down a land in my upkeep or tap this Tarmogoyf. It's going from 18 to 13. I don't think really matters. So they put 1 card on the bottom. My best draw is probably like Liliana or Death Shadow. Then put a card on top. Which is kind of scary. It means if they've got like, if we don't draw a removal spell and they have Red Source, Kiki Jiki, Pestermite between the 2 cards in their hand and the 1 card on top, then I could be in a lot of trouble. Just make sure we were going there. That's pretty unfortunate. So I'll go in here to combat. He probably taps this. Yep. Now I think I've got to cycle this to find something. This is 3. It's a 3-turn clock either way. We can find that's something. And then if our opponent has, like I said, Red Source, Kiki Jiki, then they got it. There are a lot of draws for them to kill us, though. Like, you know, they got a Bolt and a Snapcaster. Okay, we'll let that go. I'm going to fetch a tap land here probably, even though it puts me to 6. So this is gone. We don't know anything else about their hand. Okay. So probably our best draw would honestly be like Temur Battle Rage. Just because there's no way, like I doubt, I mean our opponent might block, but if they, because I'm going to fetch regardless, I think I'm going to fetch a blue source. Was that worth it? I actually have my blue source, so there's no need to fetch anymore. So we'll stay at 7, and then if he doesn't block, Temur Battle Rage kills him, and then Temur Battle Rage probably kills him even if he does block. Just because I can play this fetch land, make my Death Shadow an 8, fetch once to make it a 9, not be bolted. 9 and 9 is 18s, and if he blocks Tarmogoyf, I guess he's not actually dead. We're bottom. So I don't think I'm going to fetch here. Okay. That's pretty unfortunate. So fetch shock here. 11, 16. So I have to play another fetch land in order to make him block, which is what I'm going for. Now, I've only got, I guess I have Bloodcrypt and Watery Grave, so if he doesn't block, then he is dead. If he doesn't have a bolt. Well, no, he isn't, because he's at 18. Right? I can't take 18 plus 5. Yeah, I'd actually kill myself. So we're gonna hold here. And then I think we're just gonna play around him having a lightning bolt. Like, he just went bottom with both his cards. And if he's got the bolt, he's got the bolt. If he doesn't, then he doesn't have to chump block. And we're in a pretty good spot. If we get an untap here, I think we'll win this game. But there is a good chance we are pretty dead here. I think after sideboard, I'm going to side out my red and then side in more blue cards and side in some number of Lingering Souls as well so that I can win a grindy game. Because I'd be willing to bet he's going to like board out some of his combo and then he's going to board in cards like search for his counter. Okay, that's going to flip next turn. He'll probably board out some of his combo, and then I'd be willing to bet he boards in some cards like P and K. Okay, so he's in double chump block mode. So I guess I can afford to fetch to him because if he or to thin once, but I don't think I'm going to fetch again because that'll play around a top deck bolt because as of right now he's got to block both of these. I could do that as well. So let's see if this resolves. And I can't fetch a basic, so punished by my fetching. So he blocked both of these. And then I think I'm going to play this Stomping Ground now so that, and then I'll fetch so that I can play Liliana through a remand next turn. Actually, I probably won't fetch because then if he top decks a bolt, and that's not good. So I shouldn't have played that Stomping Ground. Yeah, I'm a little not quite in it yet. Put Scalding Tarn in their graveyard. I doubt they'll flip this. Because like they might just, if they make it out of this turn, they might still just need the scrying. Yeah, I guess not. I gotta think it was worth more as the enchantment there. Unless like they're holding a Kiki Jiki. But even Kiki Jiki kills them. They need like Snap Cryptic here. And if they snap Cryptic, I probably have to Edict the Snapcaster to not get bolted out of the game. So we go to combat. He also can like play one tap chump. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to Edict the Snapcaster Mage as bad as that feels. So that makes sense why he flipped. I think the enchantment is better than the artifact, or better than the land at this point in the game. Because I just don't think he's going to have the mana. I think he just needs to work on filtering his draws. So let's go here. Edict. It does. I do wish that we were getting some value out of it. We're taking the card out of his hand. We can trade this land, but I think it's right to eat it because right now we currently have Bolt Beat. We don't have Bolt Snap, Bolt Beat, but main phase is content is pretty much what we're looking for. That does kind of suck for our opponent, even though it appears to have been right to have flipped the Azcanta last turn. Having it as a enchantment would have helped him out more here. What's going on, Nilla? Okay, so like I was talking about, I don't think we want any red cards in this matchup. So I think we're going to side out our red lands. Maybe this Stomping Ground as well. And we're going to bring in... He's going to have cards like P and K, I think, after Sideboard. And like Cryptics. So I think I want all of these. So let's get this out of here. We're currently at 5. I think I want to cut a Fatal Push or 2 because I'd be willing to bet he's going to move away from the Twin Comp. That's what they used to do anyways. I think I want more blue cards, and I think I want to be able to like prepare to play a longer game. Maybe I don't want all the Stubborn Denials in case he gets on like the mono creature plan. So now we can board into like a couple Lingering Souls to just help us grind a little bit. A couple more counter spells because he's going to have... I know for a fact he's going to have P and K. I probably can board out like one Street Wraith against the Bolt Snap Bolt deck. Maybe this Dismember as well. If he shows me like a lot of X1s, like he's got Vendilion Click after Sideboard and like Mom and Pop, then I think I'm going to board back in... Like board this Izzett Staticaster back in and board a red card, another red land, just to be able to like not get punked out by old Mom and Pop. I think the Ranger's probably slow. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna go with. A couple strokes, a little bit of grind. I guess a little less life loss, but we're still playing Dismember, so I guess like maybe I shouldn't be doing that, or I should be taking my life loss from somewhere else. Yeah, we're gonna mull this, and this hand's all right. We're gonna keep a land on top. Then I wouldn't be surprised if we just traverse for a land on 1. So I get Overgrown Tomb, and then Traverse for a Swamp, and then I gotta choose between Stub or Lingering Souls of what I want to cast. I probably should have more Stubs in my deck because of Blood Moon. Just the presence that card has and will dictates the game. Yeah. Maybe these Lingering Souls are garbage, but I think that the game is going to slow down quite a bit after boarding. All right, that's a weird land to play. I'm gonna have that be a sign of weakness. Okay, that's good. So I think we're gonna fetch, get a Watery Grave, and then just get a Goyf out here. I don't think my opponent has Blood Moon in their hand, or if they have Blood Moon in their hands, like they could be handcuffed by it just as much as I am. I certainly would be more comfortable having a couple discard spells to help make this decision, but you can't have everything. There, basic island. Nope, nothing. I think I'm going to play Tarmogoyf. Yep, opponent's got remands for days. I guess I should turn this off. He might like opt here, and there's a chance I want to stub and opt. Nope, okay. Probably play Godless Shrine tapped next turn, then Tarmogoyf just tap the same way. Or I have another Overgrown Tomb in my deck, so I could just cast Tarmogoyf. If he remans it, then cast Tarmogoyf again. That's probably what we'll do. If Tarmogoyf resolves, I'll just play a tapped Godless Shrine. Alright, we need to not draw any more of those lands. Yeah, I'm just going to stub this and then play a tapped Godless Shrine, and then next turn fetch and probably play and flashback Lingering Souls. And I'm going to block my opponent attacks here, even if they want to trade their Snapcaster and a Bolt for my stub and a Tarmogoyf, and then I get to untap and play Lingering Souls. I think I'm all right with that. That seems like a decent exchange. And the way this game's pacing, like Lingering Souls is just gonna be pretty good, if not. I guess game winning is a hard way to call it whenever you're playing against a deck with an infinite combo, but Lingering Souls is definitely going to play really well here. My opponent might have boarded in like an Izzett Staticaster. It's not out of the realm. Wow, man, I got different sleeves in here. I'm over here trying to like refix my deck while we're playing, and then my sleeves are just out of whack. I had to take a bunch of cards out of my modern deck in order to play Legacy this weekend. Wow, he's looting. All right. He's got the Breeding Pool. Maybe he's got Tarmogoyfs in his deck. Yeah, I mean, I will accept, and they can bolt this, and then we'll just play in flashback Lingering Souls. Yep. All right, that's enough lands. I don't have any more fetchables also, so these are just dead man left in my deck. Oh, we got a little. I had some alert go on there. Let me pull my alerts up here. Oh, thank you very much for the host, Aaron. I hope your stream went well. Oh, I didn't click on. I hope your stream went well. We'll pass out of this. Was a good time? Good. Glad you're enjoying that streaming. Oh, and also Pillow Palette for Life. Thank you very much for the subscription. All right, so Spreading Seas into Moon. Spreading Seas into Moon is going to be pretty annoying if that's what he's got. If not, we're just going to untap and play another 4 Lingering Souls. It's hard to play around. So, like, he could have obviously brought in... It seems pretty bold to bring in, like, a Kozilek's Return or something like that against a Death Shadow deck. Come on. All right, there it is. So let's play some Magic. Right on time. All right, opponent. You got 3 draw steps. Oh, they got more draw steps. This say Partners Affiliates, a new subscribe landing page option. That's. I'll have to look into it there, Aaron. I've definitely been a little not quite Oh, that search is pretty good. Mostly for the app. Yeah, I know. I've been really busy lately, so I have not been looking into it. I'm not even going to cycle this because I have nothing that I can cast. Should be in your email. Oh, I remember seeing that email. Pestermite. I'm going to offer to trade this Pestermite because I attack him for 3. He goes 11. He attacks me for 2. I go to 9. He goes to 8. 7. 6. 5. So 11 all. Then I go to 9. He goes to 8. I go to 7. He goes to 5, 6, 3. So we're going to be winning this race. If my opponent wants to trade one of these, then that's fine. I'll check it out, Aaron. Thanks for the heads up. He dishes a roast because that doesn't deal with flying creatures, right? Yep. Wow, he flipped this? That was a mistake. So now it's just like draw step for draw step, but he has bolts and Snapcaster Mages in his deck. I'm in a pretty tough spot, but I don't think that I can like play defensively. I think I need to just try to end this game as quickly as possible. Because even if I like hold back here, I might like attack here, put him to 8, then hold back because it's a 4-turn clock, or 8, 5. I don't know. Because he just flashes in a Snapcaster Mage here and the game's like over. Because he then bolts me down to 9. I think his right to race. Like I'm thinking that's what we need to do. He went bottom. So we go to 7, then he's gonna go to 5. If only I had a Temur Battle Rage. I could Battle Rage my Lingering Soul Spirit to not take a turn off the clock. I guess I mean it would eat the Pestermite if the Pestermite went to block it. Play Soul Falls. I was flooding pretty hard, but you know, then again, so are we. I mean, our lands just don't do anything. This is a bold attack from our opponent. So now my opponent needs a removal spell and needs a removal spell or he loses his clock. That's game. I'm not going to make my opponent do it. Like, that's just absolutely infuriating when people do that. So I like the Lingering Souls, but I think I'm going to cut one for just another stub. I think I just want to respect Blood Moon. And this stub will help do that. And I'm on the play. It's nice to lower my curve a little bit when I'm on the play. I could bring in this Last Hope. I don't think the game's about Liliana Last Hope. Like, the game's not, like, he obviously still has the combo in his deck. The game seems to be more about, like, who can establish board dominance before the other one, before, like, he Blood Moons me, or if he can be at parity when he Blood Moons me, or something like that. So we got 9 viewers today in the chat. How's life for everybody? How's everybody doing? I've had like a hellacious work week. It has just been so, like, been down in the steam tunnels in Washington, D.C., and it's 100 degrees down there, 100 up to 110 some places, and it's just god awful down there. It's just way too hot for any normal human being. And I'm from like the Northeast, so I am not used to the cold, or to the heat, and like that makes it even worse. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back. I'll be down in the New Jersey one. Yeah, we gotta ship this back. Even though, I mean, Thoughtseize into Tarmogoyf is like a very exceptional draw against this deck. If we draw, like, we're basically like guaranteeing that we have to draw spells the rest of the game. And this has to take a Blood Moon, even if he doesn't answer this Goyf. So I don't think we can keep this. This hand is not a whole lot better, but it's not worth mulliganing. We'll put that on top. We don't have a discard spell, which is pretty rough. He's got a Steam Vent. I think we're gonna play this untapped just to get ourselves a bit closer in Death Shadow Age. What are you playing there, King Mudkips? My buddy would like this deck. He's very into shiny stuff. All right, that's a pretty good draw. Grixis Shadow. It's a great deck. I really want to just play Tarmogoyf. Like, I want to be greedy and use my mana. But if he bolts my Tarmogoyf, I just don't have anything going on. But then I'm like not really doing anything if I don't cast Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna play Tarmogoyf. We're behind. Our hand's not that good. I think we're gonna go for the upside play here. Because we only saw one bolt last game. Yeah, he's just got another bolt. I mean, my play was greedy. I hate just and see we could have gotten away with it. All right, so we're gonna check here because Blood Moon. We now can win the game now that we drew this third land. All right, so I'm just gonna grab this Electrolyze here, then play this land. And if he wants to Spreading Seas me, he'll probably Pestermite me. And I will hold up here, not crack this fetch land, because we want to be able to have Revolt. Now we'll go get Godless Shrine. And then we'll put another fetch land, we'll fetch our basic. Okay, you have a remand. And just hope that he doesn't rip into a moon here. Did he play this island? I think he did. Don't moon me. We're just kind of hanging on the edge now. Sitting here with my 16-card sideboard. Cutting an Ancient Grudge. I think I like the Time Spiral one better than the Innistrad one. So I think we're going to go with that art. How many are you playing the Young Pyromancer package in your board, King Mudkips? What is he thinking about? Oh, he's got a Pestermite in his hand. Okay. Again, We're going to hold this fetch land. 2, yes. I think that is like definitely the right way to play that deck right now. Oh man, I should have been. I was like worrying about what the Grixis Shadow thing. I don't know. I guess I can't just hold up and do nothing, but we do get like Snap remanded here. Before you have to decay, you can use on Pestilence. I don't remember Leonardo. Are you talking about last game or this game? So we're going to take this shot. We know he's got a Pestermite in his hand. So we're just going to wait, and then we're going to try to hit this game on slow-mo. I don't know exactly when you're referencing to. That is unfortunate. You're talking about are you talking about this game or last game? No, he had a Blood Moon in play. Yeah, he had a Blood Moon. Yeah, opponent had a Blood Moon. That's why I couldn't cast anything. Yeah, last game he had a Blood Moon. Relic's bad. I think we're just going to let him eat a Thoughtseize here. And then we're probably just going to untap. I got to deal with a Snapcaster. Okay, we'll pass. Yeah, I couldn't cast any spells last game. What is this? Take my land. This Spreading Seas is gone, so we don't know anything about our opponent's hand. We're in a very tough spot right now. I am probably going to kill this Snapcaster Mage before damage. So we're going to float black-green. We're going to let that resolve. Then we'll decay it, and I will fetch a basic swamp, and I'll push this. And I think I've got to get rid of this because I got the Disdainful Strokes for the Kiki-Jikis, and I really don't want him to nickel and dime me out of this game. Yeah, that search is bad. Pretty reactive. We need like a Liliana, a Tarmogoyf, we definitely need like some kind of threat here to put some pressure on our opponent. So they kept the card. We basically can't beat like a lot right now. At least our opponent can't cast Kiki-Jiki, which I'm all about. problem is he's still got a Pestermite hanging out in his deck. We'll get rid of our instant just to keep Delirium. That's pretty unfortunate. Let's see what their opponent's going to look at least. He's got a Kiki Jiki, but he's probably going to Escanta it away unless he like plays his Pestermite here. Yeah, so this is gone. This is no longer here. It would have been cool if he'd have played his Pestermite, untapped a land, and then Escanted. Bolt, yeah. Definitely in a bit of trouble now. We just were aggressive with our Tarmogoyf. I guess we were too aggressive with our Tarmogoyf. Like, I hate not being mana efficient when I play Magic, and like, it's just like one of my biggest pet peeves about the game. And I chose to like be mana efficient while making a big risk, having a pretty solid hand behind it, and just being mana efficient got me. Just too greedy of a line for me. Then we're just, the way our draw lineup, like we obviously necessarily haven't really drawn bad because look at all these spells that we have in our hand. It's just like we haven't, like our draw is not lined up to our answers are not lined up to the questions our opponent's asking. Yep. Well, there's something. Okay, so there's shocks. They're going to search again. Oh, he's got another Pestermite. Okay. Taps our blue source. I don't think we even have these Temur Battle. Like, we boarded out the red cards in our deck. Yeah. So we're in a good amount of trouble. I don't even think there's a draw in my deck now because he puts me to 1 here. And then look at the top 4. Yeah. This is just unfortunate. Like, we never could resolve that Lingering Souls. And I think I made a couple mistakes. Like, I was looking at some stuff. All right, you got it, opponent. I somehow need to, like, draw untapped land that does me no damage. Cast Liliana, have Liliana resolve, tick up on this souls, and then cast my souls, and have my opponent have nothing. Which is just not what's going to occur. So we will pack it up and move to the next match. So that was unfortunate. I think I drew well. Like you can't say in a, like with this right here that I didn't draw well, but I just like I either misboarded or didn't understand exactly what my opponent was trying to do, like what my opponent's game plan was, and then just didn't do it right. Which, you know, is part of the perks of playing a twin deck. You know. 1 second, I gotta send a quick text message. So I was trying a version that I subbed out 1 Liliana for a 3rd Rage, just because the humans deck is getting big, and I think that the humans deck is going to be pretty well represented. Excuse me. So, but I'm not. I think it just makes my deck, like having these 5 dead cards against fair decks makes my deck just way too vulnerable. I just have not won a fair matchup in a while. Sounds good. We will Street Wraith before doing anything. Okay, so now this gets probably Watery Grave to start. Then the other one's either going to get Stomping Ground or Overgrown Tomb. All right, so we're playing against Burn, so we are in a little bit of trouble. We have a Fatal Push. So I can answer 2 out of his 3 creatures here. And I'll have Delirium next turn. So if I take this Swift Spear puts me to 14. I have to fetch Shock, either Inquisition. So this is interesting. So I've got a... So I'm going to have Delirium after next turn. And I'm going to take 1 point from the Swift Spear. I need to take 3 points, so I'll be down to 11 after I go Fatal Push, Traverse for a Death Shadow. So if I take Swift Spear, I really don't want to take Eidolon. I kind of want to take Eidolon. I want to take a creature because I don't want him to be able to like chump block out of this way. The question is if I want to take Swift Spear or I want to take Eidolon. What's he going to do on his next turn? So he leads off with Swift Spear, and then if I take Eidolon, he goes Swift Spear, Rift Bolt. If I take Monastery Swift Spear, then he plays Eidolon. I think I'm going to take Eidolon because it's just going to let me cast my spells. So he's got 7, so we go down to 11. He's got 7 points of burn in his hand. Yeah. So here comes Inspiring Vantage into Swift Spear, which we knew was going to happen. So now I can get Stomping Ground and be able to cast whatever it is. Cast Temur Battle Wage if we get it. So I got 11 to 10. He suspends Rift Bolt. Rift Bolt comes off, puts me to 7. And then I have a discard spell and a Death Shadow in play. So I think we're going to go like this. Get a Stomping Ground. And Traverse for Death Shadow. So now my opponent's got to walk the tightrope. Because if they deal too much damage to me, so we're going to 1 out of 3. So if I take Boros Charm, then he can Rift Bolt my Death Shadow and kill my Death Shadow and attack me for 3. So I'm going to go to 9, kills my Death Shadow, and then I go to 6, and then I've got nothing. So if I take Rift Bolt, then he hits me down to 6. Then Boros Charms me down to 2. Alternatively, so does it really matter? Because he either puts me to 3 or he puts me to 2. And I think I would rather not give him the option to kill my Death Shadow. And then this leaves Temur Battle Rage as an out for me. This means that if he draws like a 1-mana burn spell, then I'm dead. Okay, there's the foothills. So we need Stub. So I think, again, I just attack, then I traverse for another Death Shadow and play a Death Shadow. And then my opponent doesn't hit. It's probably a good block by them. And now it's just the top of my opponent's deck. Like if he hits 2-mana burn spell, and if he hits a burn spell, then I'm dead. He should leave that uncracked. Okay, so now he cuts himself off of a Searing Blaze. If he doesn't have it. And he could easily have drawn like Skullcrack or something like that. Yep, they got it. Tight game. Okay, so I want my Stubs. And I think I want Kozilek's Return is probably better than Street Wraith. Like, neither are really great. But I think that, K-Return maybe being able to sweep away 2 creatures is better than... Because these Street Wraiths, I can only really cast Street Wraith if I'm winning the game. The same kind of thing with Dismember, except Dismember can clear a blocker if I need it to. I don't think I want any of these other cards, so I think we're just going to run it back like this. I have to plug in my wife's computer in a second. All right, this hand's fine. We got 2 of our better cards, which are Fatal. We have 3 of our good cards. We have a Removal Spell for a dude. We've got Counter Spells and Death Shadow. Spend Rift Bolt. I think I'm going to fetch a Watery Grave tapped. And then we'll just pass here. All right. So now I can get my Death Shadow into play, but I can't protect it from like a couple burn spells. So I think I'm just going to get a Stomping Ground. Oh, Polluted Delta does not get Stomping Ground. This is the thing that I've been playing with a breeding pool, and I'm used to like the Polluted Delta now being able to fetch my off-green source, but now it cannot. So I'm going to cast this on myself. I do not want another Abrupt Decay. I think I'm just going to fetch a tapped red source. Then pass the turn here. My opponent gives me the opportunity to stub something, I'll stub it here. But they might play around it. I guess by fetching Mountain, I would assume he's not. Alright, so let's just stub this. I know that would get our Death Shadow into play next turn, but I think it is important to that's got a good draw. It's good to use our spells when we can. And that was a better draw. So now we're just going to get this Tarmogoyf. Alright, so now we've kind of flipped the script here. Like, we've got some pressure. My opponent does have 5 cards in their hand, but next turn I'm going to be able to go like... Okay, I think we're going to let this one go because it gets my Death Shadow into play next turn. What can he have? 3 cards. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this just because, like, I think I've just got to use my spells. I can get Death Shadow into play. Okay, you've got a path. Alright, this should give me some action. The stub might not have been very good there, but it was like, I don't know. All right, let's see. I guess it doesn't matter what my opponent's drawing because I can't interact with it. So does it matter if I bauble my opponent or bauble myself? I probably should just bauble my opponent because it's not going to change my play. Eidolon. So then, if he drew 3 damage burn spell, if I shock, take 7, or shock hit him for 7, 6. So then if he played a 3 damage burn spell, then I'm Eidolon locked. So I probably can't, I have to just get him for 5. He goes 13. I'm at 8. All right, we can always shock next turn if we need to. Because if we shock now, my opponent bolts me and then plays Eidolon, I'm locked. And that's not what we want to do. Oh no, you still got the mountain. So he's got Mountain X. That's a pretty good draw. So we're going to play this, play another Death Shadow, and then pray here. Because he's going to need, he's got Mountain and one other card. Yes, we've drawn a couple good cards here. My opponent probably just flooded out. Again, these K returns and this Dismember are not great, but I think that's kind of the cost of playing the 5-color version of this deck, is that you lose out on the collective brutality cards that are very good in this burn matchup. I could if somebody told me that it's better to have a Miser's Street Wraith in my deck than this Dismember, I could buy that just because this helps me get Delirium. Maybe on the draw, I guess I feel like I'm more likely to cycle this than cast this. I mean, either way, it seems they both are poor. I just don't necessarily see a world where we're doing this, so I think I'm going to just go like that. You do not think it's a good burn player? Now, what do you... I said this guy... Wait 1 second. I thought this guy was... No, this is the guy. I think this guy plays burn. So this hand's got, pretty much everything we want. But we've only got one land. If we get another land, then this hand's insane. I think I'm going to keep this hand. We have discard spell, removal spell, and threat. And if we get another land and stubs on, yeah, we're going to keep this. Now, my opponent against 5, which is a bit rough. Opponent plays a dude. So I think I like going Overgrown Tomb, Inquisition. I feel like the way my opponent steals this game is if they play an Eidolon, then I don't draw another land. And I don't mind taking one more shot from this. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm going to take this Palm. If my opponent wants to fire this Helix off, that's fine. Palm's just going to mess with how I want to play the game. Yeah, this seems super aggressive from our opponent. If they just, yeah, they Boros Charm me. I guess Boros Charm means that they can at least Lightning Helix this Death Shadow. Not anymore. So there's no way I can just play this Death Shadow. I probably can just crack this fetch land. I wish I played a Steam Vent. So here's the question. Do we get a red land or do we get a blue land? So we go to 8. Our Death Shadow is a 5/5. I think we want a blue land. Because I think I'm more likely to hold up Stub and then want to Fatal Push stuff. Let me plug in my fiance's computer here. Watery Grave feels like the better card to me. Because if my opponent draws a path, then I don't think I can win. So I think we're just going to go. It's like an adult decision. It kind of, I would much rather like to play you know, be able to team or battle rage my opponent, but so now we're just coming in. We'll hold up, push, and stub. I don't think there's any reason to take any additional damage. I think a 5/5 Death Shadow is fine. It is going to kind of suck for my opponent. Untaps and plays an Eidolon. Okay. There's another stub. So we're going to stub anything. I don't know. So my opponent's stocking up some burn, but so I think I just attack again, because in order for them to win, they need like Bolt, Helix. They need to have they need 4 3-damage removal spells. So they need to have 3 mana and have 4 of these resolve. So this puts me to 5. Oh, so this puts me to 5. Opponent's got 2 cards. I think we let this one go. I don't think there's... Because... So how do we lose? If we stub this, and then their cards are Bolt, 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 we die. Bolt, Bolt, Creature. I still don't think I can counter this. Yeah, because I think it's just an absolute nightmare if my opponent paths my Death Shadow. Yeah. I'm going to run to the bathroom. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. I think, yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know, he has a lot of draws that kill me, but they have to be like very specific set of cards. All right, play a league match. You guys are just rocking. Yeah, but I guess when it just came down to that, I felt like there were many more ways where I lost to like Path to Exile than if I lost to whatever the card is. It's much easier to lose to Path than to lose to like a perfect string of draws there. Not much is up. I got a slow day at work today, so I decided to come home. I've been putting in some pretty long hours the last couple days. George W. Fish. This is like one of those sketchers that you have when you play Death Shadow that you just kind of like this is what I sign up for. And you just can't, I don't think, you just can't mulligan hands like this. DC was awesome. Like, I started 7-2 after day one, and then I got all the way to 9-3. But then after that, like, the wheels just came off. I think my luck ran out, to tell you the truth. All right, playing against a Humans deck. Again, I think I'm going to Thoughtseize here instead of kill this because if my opponent has a Thalia, then we're in a lot of trouble. And again, like, when you have one landers and you're playing the Traverse Death Shadow deck, you should most of the time always grab Overgrown Tomb because it's important to make sure that, like, Traverse is also another land drop. Oh, so this is like a little different one. So this card doesn't really have a lot of text. Might as well take this one. Most of the time I just worded that poorly. Alright, so my opponent played both cards I knew about. And now we're just going to wait here, push something, take two, then play our Death Shadow. I had so many hands, like, alright, so now we're in a lot of trouble. So I actually want to push this, so I take 3, so that then my opponent can't attack with this next turn, because if they attack with this and the Thalia, then the like, well, so if I push this, I go to 10. This becomes 3. Then next turn, either these trade, or he has to attack with his Thalia in order to make it so, like, or these will, gosh, I'm so confused. I'm not speaking right here. I think I'm going to kill this soldier, because then this makes this a 3-3. And then he can't attack with this next turn. He can only attack with this. Then if he attacks with this, my Death Shadow then becomes larger to eat this. Large enough to eat this. Sorry, I probably worded that poorly. But there's a method to my madness. Oh, we can't cast that because of Thalia. So now he effectively only has one more turn that he can attack with this. And now I can still block this. Actually, I get to just eat this now because this becomes a 6-6 because of how Death Shadow works. Now we're just Death Shadow playing defense. I should have played my other. Oh my god, I'm so like out of it. Bob is bad. I think I could have won this game if I would have played this Death Shadow. Even if I had not played this Death Shadow, played it next turn. But now that he has this Bob, I don't think I can win this game. Yeah, that was not good. What did you delete here? Oh, yeah. No. This is the struggle. The stream struggle. So am I attacking? I probably have to attack because, like, the longer this game goes, the worse it gets for me. If I attack, he takes it. Then I play another one. If he finds a removal spell, then he kills me. I feel like if he finds anything, he just kills me anyways. If he attacks with everything, I eat his Thalia. I probably have to eat his Bob. Take 5. And then he dies the next turn if he doesn't block here. Yeah, we're attacking with his Death Shadow. If my opponent wants to trade off a lot of stuff for this one, that's fine. Blood-soaked champion. Yep. That's what we signed up for. Like, we knew that could happen there, making that play. So, it would have been interesting if we'd, like, sequenced it right. Okay, so I don't want these stubs, and I really don't like Liliana the Veils in these kind of matchups. Lingering Souls tends to be kind of slow, I think. Like, I'm much more interested in a card like Lingering Souls doesn't impact, like, I don't think the game's about, like, card economy, because he's just making big creatures. If I'm going to bring in a white card this matchup, I'd like bringing in, like, Ranger, because Ranger lets me catch back up on the battlefield. Lingering Souls just buys me time or helps grind. And I don't think, while I do kind of want to buy time, I'm just chumping with these. Like, they're not pressuring Planeswalkers or anything. So I could see, I think I'm going to leave this Liliana in on the play, though, and I could see switching this for this on the draw. But I tend to not like Lingering Souls in matchups where it's just there to chump block. "13 viewers, guys. Thanks for showing up and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of your support, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I might be playing like a breeding pool. Like if I play more stubs in my main deck, I'll probably play, and I change around my sideboard, I'll probably play a breeding pool. And this is the only breeding pool that I can get my hands on. Mr. Pillow Palette for Life has given me an expedition to use. Ugh. I hate keeping 4-landers with Death Shadow. Like this hand's, I got 2 removal spells and a Goyf. It's probably better than a random 6. It just feels so bad keeping 4-landers with Death Shadow. At least, like with this hand, we're going to get out from underneath his mana denial plan. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but, you know, a big part of beating decks like this is being able to cast your spells. And a hand like this is definitely going to be able to cast spells. Get an Overgrown Tomb. And I think this is worth hitting, because it just becomes annoying if this game goes late. Yeah, that's where things get rough. So we're probably going to be a little less aggressive now after our life total, because we're going to be down into range where we can play Death Shadow. I want to be able to fetch, like get all my fetches out there, because there's definitely a chance. Protection from red and black. Okay. Draw a black card. I definitely want to get my fetch lands into play because of things like, I don't know if he plays Leonin Arbiter, and I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Big Thalia. So I can't kill this. I know, I only play 18 of them. They're making up for last game. Yeah, so I'm not winning this game not attacking. So, like, most time it's not good to, you know, we're going to trade some damage here. We're going to get our Watery Grave here because I'm pretty sure that Izzett Staticaster at some point is going to be just the stones. Blade Splicer would be super annoying. Then we're going to get this land tapped. Alright, whenever or another warrior enters the battlefield under your control, you may exile target creature card from your graveyard. If you do, gain 1 life. Okay. I have to kill this because he's going to shrink. He's just going to continue to shrink my Tarmogoyf. I'll probably just decay it, just be more mana efficient. We pass. Kozilek's return. 1 time. Yeah, I was just saying it keeps my it'll keep my creatures like as the game goes on, it'll keep my creatures smaller. If I end up, you know, if he's got more warriors. Gosh. So do I want to trade 3 for 3? 9. I'm basically trading 3 for 1 because this is attacking no matter what. And I can fatal push it. This is just a rough situation. Do I have another land to fetch? Overgrown Tomb. I've got my basic. I think I'm going to take this one, but I'm pretty sure, well, so I'm going to use my Fatal Push regardless, so I should use my Fatal Push right now, because no matter what, this Fatal Push is going to trade for a Selfless Spirit. And I think I've got to keep my head above water here. Because let's say he gets play something like Thalia after board, then it just trades for the Selfless Spirit. I took 2 more damage than I had to. And I'm just not in the game. Like this is not a game where it's not like a game where I'm gonna be able to put pressure on my opponent by racing, I think. I need like a Kozilek's return. A Liliana, the Last Hope. I mean, at least that's a spell. I gotta take this push. Yep. Now, do I want to trade 4 for 3? He's going to gain another life, play another dude. I think we're gonna hold back Tarmogoyf, as bad as that feels. It's been a rough game. It's been a rough game for the home team. So we drew a Canopy. Okay, so his last card's Canopy. Izzett Staticaster. God, I don't have Delirium. Yeah, we're just going to pass again, and our opponent kills this Tarmogoyf or something like that, then at least we'll be able to traverse for a Staticaster and somehow handle these Bobs. Here's a Kytheon. So we know our opponent's got Kytheon and Godless Shrine. That's probably like the nail in the coffin there. Because now I need to draw like runner, block, 1, 2, 5. Oh, that makes sense. You listen to the story, Grant. There's no sense casting this Street Wraith. It doesn't do anything. This gives us Delirium. So now I can fetch basic, play Death Shadow, traverse. All right, maybe we're in this game. Am I attacking? I got down to 6. So I'm going to attack, fetch, go to 6. He maybe. I doubt he blocks. So he goes to 13, play a Death Shadow. Death Shadow blocks 1 creature on the ground. I then think, yeah, I think I'm attacking. This Staticaster is going to be gas. Alternatively, do I have the long game one if I have Staticaster? Like, do I really have to be attacking because I'm just going to start shooting down, like generating so much card advantage off of the Staticaster? Like, maybe my game plan is just hold and draw as many and like kill as many creatures off his Staticaster as possible. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. Yep, you gain a life. No. Let me go to my. Give me priority back. Because I want to do this now so those creatures don't have indestructibility if they decide to attack for some reason. Okay. Oh man, he found a path. And Athalia. Ugh. So now he passed my Staticaster. I feel like if I draw a Temur Battle Ranger or Kozilek's Return, I'm still like in this game. So he's going to get a Planeswalker, which sucks. Block 2, 2, take 5. All right, we got to pass. Plains, Concealed Courtyard. At least our opponent's drawing bricks off this Bob. If he gets a removal spell undead. Yeah, I guess you're right, Grant. Thalia doesn't really do a lot at this moment. Yeah, that's, once again, that probably seals the game. The only way it doesn't seal the game is if he attacks with everybody, sacks his Selfless Spirit to flip his Kytheon, or Kytheon, and then I draw like Kozilek's Return. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. That was very disheartening. We were stuck on one land to begin the game, and then we were flooded out a little bit in the second match. But what are you going to do? Oh, thank you very much, Johnny. Hype. All right, let's see if we can win out here, get a chest. We can open this chest for Johnny. Yeah, we're going to ship this one. And this seems all right. If we play against each other, are you going to be watching me, Johnny? Subscribe to me and then take my money away. That stream snipe action. My opponent is tanking. Grant, do you know, like, do you have to look up all of these, or do you, like, know them? Hey, man, I'm a Patriots fan. I respect that. So here, come on. All right. So it's kind of nice that we've got kind of our bases covered a little bit. Like, we've got a removal spell, and then we've got a stub. So we kind of have like a little bit against a creature deck and a control deck. Yeah, that guy's playing the mono white, whatever. He's playing like mono. He's playing like white black humans. So we're either playing against Affinity or we're playing against Lantern. Playing against Affinity. I guess I could have stubbed this, right? Yeah, definitely should have stubbed this. All right, Rage is a good draw. But it could have been. Dude, I haven't beaten Lantern in so long. I like, it doesn't make sense to me, but I wholeheartedly think that Lantern is good against the Death Shadow decks. Like, I don't beat Death Shadow decks. I don't beat Lantern if I'm playing Grixis or if I'm playing Jund. Oh, one time. Let it go. Let it go. You know you're not going to sack that welding jar. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to lose my Liliana to this Blink Moth Nexus, but like, whatever. This card is not very good in this matchup. I think we're going to get a Bloodcrypt tapped. Then I'm just going to get a swamp with this one. Like, our opponent's going to help us get to Death Shadow Zone here. My opponent's probably like, God damn it. Should have made the terrible play and saved my welding jar. Or saved my dude with the welding jar. Look at that. This guy doesn't even have Metalcraft anymore. His Mox Opal sucks. Yep. I just didn't think that the life, you know, like I thought saving the life 2 points was worth it. Having there being like no really good answers or no really good targets to stub besides cranial plating. I just didn't think it was worth it. I thought just saving the 2 life was important. And it might not have been. Like, not gonna lie. When I realized that I kept my hand and I was playing against Affinity, I definitely like slightly checked out. Because that is the one bad part about playing these. Like, the main board configuration that I have is not very good against Affinity. So that's what my opponent drew. Oh, I was just saying, like, I needed 4 power creature as well. So what am I doing? His last card's Mox Opal. His last card's Mox Opal. So if I take 6, hit him for 4. If I take 3, hit him for 6, 14. He then attacks me again. And then I kill. And then I Temur Battle Rage him, I guess. Like. See, I left it in the deck grant so that I can fetch it right now. Like, it's obviously the right play. Do I lose 1, 2, 3? So I don't lose to, like, an Edge Champion or something like that? Not an Edge Champion, I mean an Arcbound Ravager. So what do I lose to? He's going to go to 15. Yeah, so our Death Shadow next turn is going to be an 8. He'll go to 15. And I don't even think... I mean, I guess if he loads up on the Vault Scourge, so if he plays an Arcbound Ravager here, 1, 2, then eats the Nexuses, 1, 2, 3, 4... I guess he kills me if he gets a Ravager, but he'd have to go like all in with a Ravager, which is a bit ballsy. My opponent's hand's Mox Opal and X. Another swing. Guess either not swing for 2 or block. Yeah. But now he can put 2 toughness in front of this. Which he might not do. Yeah, now it doesn't matter. It still just blows my mind that people don't play this card. Like, when I was talking like Spicklemeyer's deck, the one that's been doing well in the SCG Tour, like, this card just makes, like, combat impossible. We didn't need to do this, but we know his last card's Mox Opal. And maybe I guess people just aren't like they're just not playing around this card at all. But yeah, because it doesn't get the -1/-1 counter because he doesn't do damage. Okay, so where'd my cards go? Oh, I sideboarded. Where's my land? Where'd my land go? Where's my white land? It's supposed to be there. No. I didn't see any of them. So I want all these cards, but I don't see my white land. Where? Dude, where's my white land? Oh my God, Moto. Can I add a basic land? No. This is such beat. There it is. Thank God. I must have clicked a button over here when I was doing that. Whew. We don't want these stubs. Oh, we want this Liliana, and we will cut the Dismember. We will keep the Thoughtseize in on the draw, and then on the play, I'll switch these. But on the draw, I really think that if we don't have a discard spell on 2, or if we don't have it's really important. Kataki would be great here. Yes, I think I've chosen. So I think I've chosen my kind of my Affinity Hoser to be whatever that card is. I've chosen my Affinity Hoser to be Izzett Staticaster because I think it's just better in other matchups. I think I've got to keep this because if I'm so far away from Delirium. Yeah, I'm gonna go. My Affinity opponent mulliganed to 6, and I have a discard spell. And his deck is just so volatile that I think that we can easily just snipe his one reason to keep the hand. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Oh, your opponent seems like a nice guy. I'm tempted to just keep this hand because my opponent mulliganed to 6 and I have a discard spell. But there's a chance that I never get any value out of this card, and these are obviously duds. My gut tells me to keep. And we have 1 vote for keep. We have 2 votes. We have 1 vote for Mull, 1 vote for keep. My gut tells me to keep this, and that hoping that we get to snipe their 1 card that matters. So they put a card on top, and we'll put this on top. Watch my opponent's jokes on you, the Edge Champion's on top of my deck. Must be you bastard. So how do I want to sequence my hands? I need to get Godless Shrine and Watery Grave. And my green land should be Stomping Grounds. So we will get Godless Shrine with this land. I don't care if my opponent sees this. He's not going to beat Lingering Souls anyways. Whether he knows to play around it or not, probably. Okay, so he definitely kept a land on top. And I think I've got to take this Edge Champion. I can deal with this Steel Overseer. I cannot deal with the cranial plating, but I think because he's just going to go like, he definitely kept a land. He's kept on top. He's just going to land Ornithopter Edge Champion, which is bad. Like, cranial plating's bad too, but at least he's only strapping it to like an Ornithopter, and that's pretty slow. Well, that was a good draw. So now I probably fetch. So this land right here gets me Watery Grave. This gets me Stomping Ground. This can get me a basic. So I can go push Thoughtseize Cranial Plating. Yeah, so that's cool, Johnny. Yeah, I mean, that was a good draw, this Thoughtseize. And now if we draw Mishra's Bauble, then we can go get our Staticaster. That doesn't do anything at this moment, so we probably wouldn't get it. All right, that's a good draw. So this gets Watery Grave, this gets Stomping Ground. Also, like, I forgot what I was going to say. Skill game. So now here's like the big question. I'm going to see what I draw. There's a chance that I just forego the Watery Grave and get another green source. Because, like, traversing for Tarmogoyf is pretty legit. Tarmogoyf's massive. But my Death Shadow's going to get big anyways. So I don't think that's what we want to do to change our land. I don't think we want to give ourselves the non-option to cast Izzett Staticaster. But Staticaster's not even that good on this board. What he can do next turn is if he just, like, mouths onto his Ornithopter, I'm in deep shit. So I think I'm just going to fetch for, like, an Overgrown Tomb, because I don't see myself being in a position where Izzett Staticaster is going to matter. Like, I just don't think Staticaster is doing enough on this board. Like, Staticaster will block this, and then he'll just sack and eat it. I think, like, late in the game, being able to traverse for a Tarmogoyf to end the game is better. So, I need Lingering Souls, not Thoughtseize. So the first two Thoughtseizes were good. The third one was not. I can't imagine it's worth Thoughtseizing him, because 1, 2, 3, 4 makes that 6. If I Thoughtseize him, moves it over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 makes that a 6/6. Then I got a 1-turn clock. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to cast this Thoughtseize. The only card it could be that would matter would be Galvanic Blast. But then if I cast it, I go to 7, he draws an artifact and die. So, like, we're not doing that. All right, that's good to know about. I don't remember if I won. No, I won game. I won game 1. Are these still artifacts? They're artifact land mountains. Yep. So now what do we need? We need, like, running fatal pushes. All right, so he's drawing a blank. He still kills me if he goes for it, but we... Oh, I couldn't traverse. Okay. Like, that would be embarrassing. Oh, man. Opponent's making a move. Guess not. I should have just Temur Battle Rage his Arcbound Ravager. Yep. We're good. So opponent's got Moon. See, easy Mo. You right. All right, let me sideboard. And then here, I'm just going to switch a Thoughtseize for a Dismember and call it a day. This is why some Death Shadow players never side out. Some of the Jund Death Shadow players never side out all of their Street Wraiths for just Delirium purposes. Grant, do you like search for these or do you just know them? Do you know like, what was I going to say? Do you know like all the typings for all these or do you have to look them up? I would like to play first. You know, what an athlete. So this hand's you would sign out Thoughtseize instead of TS? What do you mean? This hand's a keeper. This hand is a quick Death Shadow hand, and it's just a very... we're just going to try to get under him. So I think this land, we go Godless Shrine with our first one, and then we either go Overgrown Tomb or Stomping Ground with our next hand. Probably Overgrown Tomb. Okay. So he's got two lands. This Steel Overseer is going to get out of control with how my hand is built. He's got a lot of good ones. The Etch Champion's a couple turns away. So maybe there's like... This is hard. Because I want to take this Etch Champion. But this Arcbound Ravager and this Steel Overseer could get out of hand. I think taking the Ravager is the worst. So it's either Etch Champion or Steel Overseer. And the question is him going tall going to matter? And I don't think him going tall is really going to matter. Unless he just doesn't attack. Which he might not do. This is tough. I think I'm taking the Overseer. Yeah. It's a hard one, I think. Because at least the Overseer is going to make it so like none of his other threats are good. It really sucks leaving an X-Champion like that. But like, Overseer is going to shut off like my Izzett Staticasters, my Kozilek's Returns, and my Liliana the Last Hopes. So I'm just going to bauble my opponent on their turn. And I think I'm going to get Overgrown Tomb here. Because there's a chance my opponent plays Thoughtseize. And I'm not using any of my mana. Okay, so here's an art. So here's an Etch Champion. So now I just play Death Shadow, fetch land. And, like, tell my opponent to come at me. Next turn, I'll cast Lingering Souls in case my opponent decides to like load up on this Vault Scourge and kind of this Edge Champion hold off the board. We drew like one too many threats, which is like the reason why you play this deck. You play this deck because you want to be threat dense, but you know sometimes this will happen. He plays an Overseer. That seems like a strict, like a real much worse play than, playing whatever it is, than playing Ravager. So I got a Fetch Shock. This Overseer doesn't really matter. Like, his Overseer kind of invalidates these Lingering Souls. Gosh, this is bad. My Fetch Shock go to 7. Block. Then you just, like, Ravagers over. So maybe I just have to, like, fetch. I probably just fetch a tap land. Like, I think I basically have to draw Kozilek's Return. If I draw Kozilek's Return, the game's over. Or Liliana the Last Hope. Liliana the Last Hope is still not great. Like, I'm still in a hard spot. So I think we're just going to take one. All right, so we're still in it. So now I guess I attack with everything. Play Tarmogoyf and push the Overseer. Playing Goyf and pushing the Overseer is probably better. Because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts. No matter what, he kills me. So my opponent just kills me if he sees it. Because I think I have to kill this Overseer now. But then if I kill Overseer, play Tarmogoyf, then my opponent just animates Blinkmoth, plays Ravager, sacks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is 7, 7, moves this over here. I can't turn on Revolt, so if you punish him to where he goes for this. So maybe I just push this and don't play Tarmogoyf. Because if I push this and play Tarmogoyf, then I'm just telling him I'm dead. And I should have done that before damage anyways to get in another point, even though I don't think it matters. Push here, play Goyf, then he just plays Arcbound Ravager off of this. Wait, did I count wrong? Plays Arcbound Ravager off of this. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I counted wrong. Okay, yeah, so now we definitely just push this. Cast Tarmogoyf. And then I should have done that before combat. So now he needs to play another artifact to kill me. Right, because he's in... Oh, he's got a Gal Blast, yeah. So now he just kills me anyways. That's tilting. He drew the other artifact anyways. So he had me either way. Sad. Oh, that sucks. All right, let's drop from this one up into another league. I don't think I want to change anything yet. It was my first league with a couple changes that I made. I'm going to grab some water while this... Oh, I'm not going to grab some water. Super Snoogu. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Close does not cut it. I'm going to start off with an Inquisition. I could Traverse for land to play Goyf, but... Okay, so... Taking this Amulet. And then we're definitely killing that Sakura Tribe Scout. Oh, my opponent's hand just like doesn't work. Dude, these are the same type. Snake Shaman. Human Monk? No. Land? Sad. Traverse. And I'm going to push this. Oh, God. What? Okay, so now I think I just Thoughtseize him and then double Traverse for 2 Death Shadows. And I'd probably take his Azusa. Azusa or Ancient Stirrings. Let's look here. Oh, I can't double Traverse. So he can't cast the Stirrings. He can't cast the Azusa. Which is worse if he casts it? Probably the Stirrings is worse at this point. Death Shadow is only a 2/2, but now I'll have Delirium next turn. So I have the option of making it larger. Or I can just play Tarmogoyf and Traverse and play 2 Death Shadows next turn. Tarmogoyf puts the most pressure on. Tarmogoyf's larger than Death Shadow, so we'll go like that. Okay, so we hit a land, and he plays Azusa. So he's got Emrakul. So now I'm just going to Traverse. Now I'm just going to play Tarmogoyf Death Shadow. And then next turn I can Traverse for like a Street Wraith if I want. If I just want to grow my Death Shadow. Yo, Johnny, why don't you talk about the stream you're watching? You tool. Don't make me ban you from the chat again. So I probably just Thoughtseize to make it so that he like can't do anything, or just make it so like he can't have good blocks here. And then do I Traverse for a Street Wraith to find some more interaction? I think I'm going to Traverse for a Street Wraith first. How do I end the game? I guess I end the game fastest with Death Shadows. Yeah, so I'll just Thoughtseize this Emrakul. They scoop it up. So in this matchup, I want all my counter magic. My Ancient Grudge. This is a hard matchup, I think, because I don't exactly know what I want. I know that sometimes I don't really like Liliana the Veil against this deck because turn 3 on the draw is slow, and they often bring in cards like Thragtusk and Hornet Queen that make it not very good. Ancient Grudge is probably kind of weak when I already have Abrupt Decays in my deck and it only hits one card. And then if I'm going to do this, then I would cut something like my Overgrown Tomb. Because our curve is down. We're talking return is good. So is Kozilek's return better than any of these cards? Because I like Stub in this matchup to hit Ancient Stirrings, Slaughter Pact, Summoner's Pact. I guess not Slaughter's Pact. To hit Summoner's Pact and Engineered Explosives. Like, I get Kozilek's return is probably nice, but what do I want to cut for it? Like I don't think I want my decays. I want my pushes. I want the Dismember. No, you don't cut Dismember against creature combo decks because Dismember facilitates explosive Death Shadow draws. Like sometimes you just Dismember your own Death Shadow to make it larger at like the end of your opponent's turn. Like Dismember, like I would rather cut a Fatal Push than a Dismember. Like you could talk me into cutting this for a K return. We'll go with 1K return for the old Johnny. On the play, I might cut another push for a K return because I'll be able to like Thoughtseize a Sakura Tribe Scout. And yeah, this hand's fine. It's a little, if he goes Amulet on one, then that's, you know, obviously going to be rough, but he mulliganed. Liliana might be better on the play. The problem, I think it gets a lot worse after they play their sideboard, though, because like they're bringing, what do I want here? I definitely want, I'm probably getting Watery Grave. My hand's black, too, so I'm probably getting Watery Grave Overgrown Tomb. It's just they're playing whatever it is. Oh, snap this Azusa off. And then we're probably actually just going to decay this amulet. Between Hornet Queen and whatever it is, Thragtusk after sideboard, and then some of them have Baloth too. Oh, I almost clicked through here. So I think I'm just going to be an adult and decay this. Like, it does kind of suck not playing to the board on turn 2. And I want to get Stomping Ground. But if my opponent like does string together something here, then they probably would use that amulet to, all right. So now we're just gonna go, because he can't like Summoner's Pact for Titan, we're just gonna go Tarmogoyf Death Shadow. The next turn we'll play Tarmogoyf and we'll hold up Stub. And then we're in pretty good shape. So Botanical Sanctus, we know 2 of his last cards. So he's going to feed in, bounce this. So if he's got like an untapped land next turn, so he probably bounces this land, and then he can play a Primeval Titan if he's got it. Yeah, and I think we're just serving, attacking, playing another Tarmogoyf, and then passing with Stub up to make it so he's got to have like exactly Primeval Titan to get us. So they pick up Forest, I would assume. Forest or Slayer Stronghold. They pick up Teleria West. So that means he doesn't have. That means he probably doesn't have a Titan in his hand. He's probably going to try to find a Titan or find an Engineered Explosives. If this is like Ancient Stirrings, we'll let it happen. That's bad. So at least we can stub the next pact. Because that's what he's setting up here. Oh, he gets a bot. Oh, wow. That's just gross. So now my goals are 2/3s. We're just doing this to just pump our Tarmogoyfs. We know he's got Teleria West. So if I attack, he eats my Death Shadow. Yeah, we can't do that. The good thing is our Tarmogoyf is going to be 5/6s. Okay, so opponent transmutes for Pact. You have 8 discard spells and 4 counter spells, Johnny. That's how you beat Storm. The Death Shadow decks have really good Storm matchups. Like, that being said, Storm might be like the most powerful deck in the format. Right, these are 4/5s. I can fetch if he does anything to shrink my Tarmogoyfs. Storm's probably like might be the most powerful deck. You mean Temur Battle Rage, Johnny? So if he attacks with this Titan, I've got to be careful because then he can attack and he can like, because I don't think he's played a land this turn. He can like get Vesuva and he can block or he can copy this Bog. Let's see what he does. Yeah, and plus against Death Shadow decks, Storm in their post-board games, they move to like really aggressive empty the warrens game plans. Oh wow, that was a. So now he's just offering up his Primeval Titan. He returns to Laria West. So now I just double block with my Tarmogoyf. And I guess even if he has a Vesuva to copy his Bajoku Bog, it doesn't really matter. I guess we're gonna do this right. I guess I don't want to lose my Death Shadow because Death Shadow can get larger. But after sideboard, they move into like a really aggressive empty the warrens pieces of the puzzle deck. So then a card that really gets them. Oh, what is this? What is this? No, don't be a Vesuva. Oh my god, he top decked a Vesuva. This doesn't matter, right? Because I still... Now I just fetch and I still get both of these. And I still get Delirium. So we attack with both. His last card is Tolaria West. So he's going to be able to go get another Primeval Titan. So what's he going to do? He goes with these two lands, transmutes. Then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he can give it haste. So I probably have to attack with these two and then play a Death Shadow, traverse for a Death Shadow, and pass. Yeah. So like transmute of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, casts it, then gives it haste, or gives it vigilance and haste. So I think I just attack with 2, play Death Shadow, traverse for Death Shadow, and then pass. Yeah, I was very lucky to hit Delirium there. So now he probably like tries to bounce his Vesuva, gets like double strike land, bounce land, bounces his Vesuva, gets a Colony Heart Garden, and then has another chump blocker. I obviously chump block with both of my Death Shadows and kill his Primeval Titan, and then he blocks 2 of my creatures, goes to 4. If he top decked an Amulet, I think I'm dead. But if he didn't top deck an Amulet, I'm pretty sure I'm in okay shape. No Amulet one time. Oh. That's bad. That's real bad. Oh. So now we just wait. wait or hope to find a rage. Oh shit, I think I had to. Yeah, I had to attack that turn because I needed him to trade off at least one of his insects. Because now if he just gives his thing vigilance and haste, I die. So there's Gemstone Mine. Yep. That was my fault. I should have attacked with 2 to make it so it gives me another turn. But would I have drawn it? Let's see. So that was my fault. I guess we're not going to be able to see it. So I do think on the play, I can afford to cut one more push and bring in another Kozilek's Return because, like Johnny said, like it is nice to clean up a Hornet Queen. Maybe it's worth. Maybe this is better. God, no. Let me put it in. Maybe the Staticaster is better. This hand's like perfect, but it doesn't have a land. So I get 2 looks at a land with this hand. I get my Scry, and then I get another look. I think this is better than a random 5. We have Temur Battle Rage, so if we find a threat, it's good. He's got a ley line, so now our hand is god-awful. Everyone likes a redraw. And we're dead. There's an argument to me like Thoughtseizing myself there so that if I draw a Death Shadow, I can play it next turn. Opponents have chump blockers for days. So, like, if we draw a Death Shadow, you know, so now if we definitely draw a Death Shadow, we can do it. Okay, so as soon as he gives us a trigger here, I will kill this Azusa. I guess I could K return. I think I would rather K return against whatever it is. I'd rather K return against whatever it is, Hornet Queen, because these plants aren't really going to matter because there's a good chance that I like kill my opponent in probably like 2 shots if I ever draw land or draw a Death Shadow. If I draw a Traverse, I'll just Thoughtseize myself next turn. Just kidding. That is not occurring anymore. Right on time. Tarma dude. Tarma bro. Cast the Hornet Queen. Through the Breach. All right. Man, it has been a rough stream for the home team today. See if we can rattle off 4 in a row and return our dignity. All kinds of stuff going on. Okay, so we're going to keep this hand. We need to find a couple more ways to do ourselves damage. Wow, our opponent's mulligan to 4. Hey, last opponent, the mulligan to 5 beat us. Mr. Whatever it was. Mono black-white humans all playing against Burn. I'm just going to Thoughtseize him with this because we can always fetch shock whenever we want. That's odd that you didn't play the Swift Spear first. All right, opponent's good. I'm going to do the same thing that we did last time. Like, there's not much to sideboard in this matchup. Yeah, I don't think I can keep this hand against Burn. I can keep this hand, though. I don't think... We're looking for just lands or threats at the moment. Opponent finds us a Mishra's Bauble. Another land. So now I have to think. I don't think I can take 2 damage from this. Even if my opponent plays an Eidolon next turn, I get to, I can kill it with a Dismember with full retail. I should have gotten a Water Grave. That was a mistake. That was a terrible mistake there. Just was like playing too fast and was not thinking. Another Fatal Push. Well, at least if we're not going to like play correctly, then the Fatal Push is good. This opponent's got no plays. So I think we're going to hit the Inquisition here. Check out what my opponent's doing. And if they go to... If they Boros Charm me here or something, I'm just going to stub it. I'll stub this as it's like essentially lets me use my mana without losing any life total. Because if I don't stub this, then I just take 3. And then I've got to take 1 more for my fetch land, even if I want it tapped. Yeah, that was a good draw. Okay, so if I go... I can't cast this Thoughtseize because even if I kill this, then yeah, I just like cannot cast this Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have. I get punished with the stub again. So what would happen if I would have taken the stub? I'd be at 9. I would have taken a path. He did this. I Fatal Push, go to 7. Thoughtseize go to 5, and then his 2 burn spells kill me. Alternatively, I can just get him to use his path on my Death Shadow. I'm stupid. Because I do this in the right order. So I'll probably take this path. And I hope that he misses here, or I draw a stub. That was just dumb. Like, I was just thinking about that, doing them in the wrong order. So he missed. He drew a land. So both going to miss twice, which is asking a lot. They sort of missed. That's a hit for us. So I'm pretty sure I just fetch, dismember this, and don't give him the opportunity to block. Because I want to guarantee that he's got to hit. He's got to hit. I mean, he's got a million outs, but yeah, that's one of them. It was unlikely we were going to win that, but then the K return that we couldn't cast. We're going to keep it how it is. So this hand's awkward because if I want to cast Tarmogoyf, I can't cast Stub, but maybe going like Inquisition into Overgrown Tomb Tarmogoyf is a good enough start because I have Decay up. I think it's, yeah, I don't think you can throw this hand back, but it is weird. It is definitely far from perfect. And, you know, we're going to be able to have like a 3-4 in play at 17 on turn 2 against the burn deck. So we can handle this Goblin Guide. We probably just take, like, biggest bang for the buck. Take the Boros Charm. You know you can't cast it. Like, he's going to find a land at some point. Especially considering he put a card on the bottom. Okay. So now we get an Overgrown Tomb. We play Goyf. My opponent doesn't have a way to kill the Goyf right now, so I'm pretty sure that we just block it. Spends Riftbolt. Pumps Goyf. I'm going to let this first one resolve, I think. I think we're saving this for a path now. We learned that lesson in our first game. No, I've been working a lot of hours, Rafi, so like I got to take half of today off. My opponent just passes. I don't think I'm going to crack this fetch line. Oh, they just concede. All right. Proud of you. I beat my opponent. All right. I would like to play first. Yes. So I was answering a message. So this hand is great. I didn't see this Thoughtseize. So we're going to be able to play. Most likely, we're going to be able to play Death Shadow. Hopefully, we play Death Shadow on 2. Flooded Strand. So this is probably a bad matchup. What? Oh, we're playing against Mill. Yeah, we're good now. So I think I'm just going to take this orb. Then hopefully we can find a fetch land here. We found a Street Wraith, which is good. If we find a fetch land, we're in all sorts of good shape. Oh yeah, this is just autopilot. Bloodcrypt. I'm gonna save this Street Wraith because there's no reason, like I can't do anything with my mana, so there's no reason for me to play it. Maybe I'm playing Blair, just like you said, John. So we attack for 10 next turn, then we attack for, all right, Hedron Crab. So now we get to dismember this. There's like a legitimate chance my opponent dies next turn. Like, if I play 5, this right here is 6, 5, 10, -4, 18. If I find a way to damage myself, my opponent's dead. Yep. Let me just make sure I have a target. He's probably going to surgical something. Hopefully he doesn't surgical like my Street Wraith. Well, I guess I don't get to kill him. Though that does seem like a questionable pick. I guess it doesn't matter between this and this. Alright. I do not get to kill my opponent. No, I do get to kill. My opponent's still dead because they surgicaled me for 2 life. So I just go Stomping Ground, Dismember, 10. Yeah, they're still dead. Play Tarmogoyf for value. So here, I like all of my counter magic. The Disdainful Strokes aren't as great, but they still hit. I think it's better than like maybe the Strokes might come back out. I don't like. I'm into this Ancient Grudge too, so maybe these Strokes don't have enough targets. What is too slow? I think again these Lilianas are just too slow on the draw. Like yes, it is good against Mill, but I might bring them back in on the play and cut like some Fatal Pushes. But I want the maximum amount of Fatal Pushes in my deck so I can hit a Hedron Crawler on 1. I could leave 1 Liliana in, cut 2, and then cut like an Overgrown Tomb. I don't think there's anything in my house. Yeah, Stroke just hits traps, though. So do you, like, What do you like stroke over, Johnny? Like, I think I want Temur Battle Rage. I think I want my stubs. I think I want my pushes. Like, I could see a stroke for this Liliana. So I found that adding 5 cards, so I made a mistake. Adding cards against Mill when you're playing Death Shadow isn't very good because of that one card that that makes you mill to lands, because you have it's so far in between lands. Like, milling 4 lands, like that card invalidates even if I bring in all 15. And then I find that, like, I need to be able to put my head down and kill my opponent. And if I bring in, like, too many cards, it throws off my game plan. Like the card that mills 4 lands sometimes hits like half of my deck. Yeah, we'll just cut the Lilianas. We might bring the Lilianas back in on draw. This hand is pretty good. As long as my opponent doesn't have like a ley line and then mulligan too. I guess even if my opponent has a ley line, this hand's pretty good. My opponent plays a crab. We're going to get him on 1. Oh, we're on the draw. Turn off auto yields. What? My opponent kept a 0 lander. So that means I'm about to get archive trapped to the moon here. So I wonder if I should just, like, fetch and hold up a stub. No, I'm not going to do that. He's going to make my Goyf huge. He's going to turn these stubs on. I'm going to take this push. And then we're going to play Tarmogoyf, and then we're going to hit this Mind Funeral, whether discard spell or stub. I guess now we'll fetch this Watery Grave and cycle this Street Wraith in case we hit a Death Shadow. Now we're in good shape. Opponent visions beyond themselves, right? Draw a card. Alright, so we're going to hit this. Is this a sorcery? I guess we're just hitting this in Staring Bridge. And then we just stub everything he plays for the rest of the game. My opponent's tilting. Let my opponent get the Archive Trap because we'd rather counter these 2 cards. My opponent Field of Ruins, my blue source. That's going to be pretty annoying. Now my opponent is dead. I played this. So their last 2 cards have to be like push for them to not be dead. Alright, Archive Trap resolves. 31 cards. Alright, got that one. I'm gonna grab some more water. I'll be right back. Oh, 13 Gears, guys. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of your support, and I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope we can win 2 more. Like, get out here on, get out ahead of this. There we go. We finally got paired. And we're on playing against JVTLTMS. All right, we're going to keep this hand. We don't have a threat, but as soon as we get a threat, if we're playing against, like, this hand's pretty balanced. So we'll get Overgrown Tomb because these get us the rest of our colors, and Overgrown Tomb's our best land. Ooh, our hand is god-awful. Take his Faithless Looting, then hope our opponent never draws another land again. What sucks is that even if we, like, draw a Death Shadow, it gives him a chance. Wow, this is bad. I think I'm still going to Thoughtseize my opponent because I want to be low enough on life total that where if I find a creature, if I find a Death Shadow, I can just maybe like one-shot them. There's definitely been an uptick of Dredge recently on Moto. This is like the 3rd time I played Dredge the last week. We'll just take a Narcomoeba. Liliana's god-awful here. That's bad. That probably kills us. So they discarded Bloodghast and Amalgam. So it gets us back. Okay, so they have Stinkweed, Dark Blast. They did not cast a Loam. Or they didn't hit a Dredger. That seems odd. Alright, so I'm going to fetch this and push this just so that we're one more type closer to Delirium. But I guess my opponent can just cast Loam next turn. Alright, so I'm going to cast Liliana, make him sack this. then he'll probably play it back, and then hopefully he attacks it to get it in the graveyard, so then I have Delirium. Yeah, Grixis Shadow plays off, Johnny. Oh, that brings his Amalgam back though, so that's poor of me. Yeah, that was poor. So now I basically have got to hit. I found Opt to be like just a strict upgrade. I liked how Opt was an instant so much more than how Sleight of Hand was not. So opponent's looting. It was just nice how you could play Opt and just not tap out on your turn. Come on, attack Liliana, please. So we ditched the Imp. So he's got like Loam, Narcomoeba. Alright, what does Decay do? So I'm going to ditch this Thoughtseize. Decay something. And then use the Liliana Edict and hopefully draw like a Death Shadow or a Traverse next turn. Then hopefully I can just one-shot my opponent. Now we gotta hope. So they hit a Bloodghast. So now if they Loam, they get a Bloodghast back. Oh yeah. Decay, take 7. Yep, we're dead. Okay, Liliana the Veil is awful. Stubs are pretty good. Like by pretty good, like kind of meh, but it's better than some of the other options. I like, no, I don't like Ranger. I like Staticaster. I like these. Probably don't need all of my stubs. Push like, I probably can cut a couple pushes because a lot of the times their most important creatures cost 3. And sometimes like push doesn't do anything if you don't revolt. Yeah, this is what we're going to do here. I would like to play first. So I'm 3/4 of the way to Delirium. And I've got a Staticaster and a Thoughtseize. So I'm going to keep this hand. And we're really going to hope to like find a way to hit Delirium. We need an instant or a creature. So like a Fatal Push, a Street Wraith gets us there. We have a Neonate on top, so like this Thoughtseize doesn't do anything besides get us Delirium. Should have grabbed Watery Grave. Oh man, that's just like Tilt City USA. I guess I'll just take another Neonate to give him less draws. With the makeup of my hand, it might be right to Thoughtseize myself just to get, because the Staticaster is not going to do anything. So I can just like Thoughtseize myself and go get a Death Shadow. Alternatively, I can just do all of that next turn. So I have the mana to do it. I might as well like Inquisition my opponent and take this Narcomoeba. I don't want it blocking. Because there's no point to me Inquisitioning my Izzett Staticaster right now because it will, I can't even like go Inquisition Traverse and play it. So I might as well just at least do something. Take this Narcomoeba. It was very unfortunate that he had the second neonate. But that happens sometimes. So he didn't hit a dredger. He really didn't hit much. So he's got Dakmor Salvage, and then whatever his draw step. So I know his hand. And he's pretty far away from casting that Cathartic Reunion. So how much damage do I take? I probably have to take... Get Watery Grave, go to 5. And then if I Thoughtseize him, then at least... So definitely have to go take Watery Grave. So let me untap here. Then reevaluate. Let's see what my opponent's going to draw. They're drawing a Faithless Looting. Gosh, that's rough. So at least he's not going to be able to dredge. So I think I'm going to save my Thoughtseize for next turn. Oh, I can't traverse yet. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Thoughtseize this Izzett Staticaster, traverse for a Death Shadow, play Death Shadow, and then hopefully, like, rip into a Temur Battle Rage. All right. That's not Temur Battle Rage. It's probably like the second best draw. So he draws Looting. So his hands Trip, Stinkweed Imp, Looting, and one other card. So if he attacks here, this means that he's got a land to flash this Conflag back with, so we're not going to block. Yeah. So now he's going to play a Stinkweed Imp. Okay. So I can't cast that, because then he just kills me with Cathartic Reunion because he's going to take a natural draw next turn. So I need to draw like an Abrupt Decay. Oh, he's just playing on another Imp. So if I draw a Temur Battle Rage, I'm all set. Or Kozilek's Return. Kozilek's Return doesn't exactly do it. Is there any reason to play this land? I don't think so. So now we're going to pass. So now we've got 4 draws that win us the game. Oh yeah, he's fly, so they do the damage to us. Because now we go to 4, and then he flashed back this Conflagrate. So just gotta hope like he doesn't do it for some reason. Like he's like, maybe he's got a stub. Nope, he goes for it. Damn. Yep. Yeah, that was rough. That we just missed. There's a rage. Oh, it was right there. All right, let's see if we can break even in this league. That'll break us even for the day so far. Oh, it was right there. The sadness, the savagery. The absolute savagery. We pull the deck up here. Oh, man. I feel like... First to go in infinite. Haven't ever played against this guy. Don't recognize the name. $13 viewers, guys. I appreciate everybody for showing up and hanging out. I appreciate my 2 subscribers today. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And I hope that everybody is having a fantastic day. Watch me get beat up on. So this is another one of those hands that you just keep when you're playing Death Shadow. We got 2 draws at a land. If we find a land, we're going to have a 3rd land. We've got a discard spell. Mulligans to 5. Okay, playing against the human deck. So this was the reason that I originally had... I was playing with 3 Temur Battle Rages in my deck for a while. And I might start doing that again because of this human deck. He's going to be freebooting. Yeah, so I got to take this Thalia. Thalia is just going to like mess me up. Because only got, once again, like we've only got 1 land. But probably can't necessarily, like, we did that to ourselves. Like we kept a 1-lander. If we draw a land, man, we've got it. So our opponent's going to freeboot. They'll probably freeboot again. I would assume they take like Abrupt Decay with this one. And then with the next one, they're going to take Temur Battle Rage. He should take Decay, I think. Because if he doesn't take Decay, and for some reason I draw... I mean, I'm not... If I draw a land, I'm not decaying the freebooter anyways. I'm going to just, like, play a bunch of Death Shadows. Yep. Land. Off the top. Fetch land. Fetch land gives me Delirium, too, which means I can traverse for fetch land. Oh, alright, let's... the next best draw, I guess. I guess we'll just wait, do that on his turn. So at least we can get on the board somewhat. Fetch land? Because it's going to be really bad if my opponent's got like land Reflector Mage and I can only play one Death Shadow at a time. That'll probably just like kill me. There we go. So I think I'm just going to get Bloodcrypt here. I don't think we're worried about this this Traverse anymore. I think our whole plan is just Death Shadow and Temur Battle Rage. And that's why Temur Battle Rage is very good against this deck. Like, they don't have any way to deal with creatures. Opponent can't attack. Because if you can't attack, if they attack, they're dead. And if I find a way to damage myself... Alright, so we get in here first. Then we'll play another Death Shadow. So they have to... Yeah, my opponent's just super dead now. That's the one thing, like, this Humans deck is impressive, but there are ways to target this deck. Like, this deck can't beat a company deck. This deck is a really poor affinity matchup. It's just not very good at dealing with creatures. Unless you're dealing with their own creatures. And, like, they can go tall, but they can go long, but, like, or wide, I mean, but Temur Battle Rage is what eliminates that. So I don't want any of my stubs, even though they bring in Dismember after sideboard. I like Liliana, I like Staticaster, I like both of my these commands, and I actually like Ranger in this matchup because it's a way to get ahead on board. I don't like my Liliana the Veils because like they just sack like a mana dork and it's not worth it. I like how Ranger, like Lingering Souls, I played in this matchup and I tend not to like it because it's not like winning you the game, and going wide against their creatures isn't very good. I think that you need to go tall and go large and create card advantage by making them chump. And Ranger of Eos is a way to like stabilize the board against that kind of deck. And Last Hope and K-Return are both, and Staticaster both are kind of like self-explanatory, though they can get invalidated quickly. So I really like hands like this because I get some manipulation and I'm on the draw and I have Delirium on turn one. Like my deck's just turned on, and I think it's worth keeping a hand that's like turned on in order to find a way. And plus my opponent mulliganed. If he has a Noble Hierarch here, it's not very good for me. That appears what he's got. We do another land. Probably can't win. So Bauble on top. So a Bauble is just another redraw. And I get a little more information. So I might as well take it. In that case, I should have waited on my land and bobbled myself again. He's got a Mantis Rider on top. So I'm just going to be able to play Mantis Rider on one. So let me get Overgrown Tomb. I should have... This is all wrong. This was all wrong. I should have fetched much better than this to not take as much damage. So the scariest card... I mean, these are all pretty bad. I can kind of play through the Thalia. The Mayor of Averbrook is like a little lord. So it's either Mayor of Averbrook or Meddling Mage. I probably got to take Meddling Mage because I need to draw removal spells, and this can negate that. I shouldn't have sequenced like I did here. All right, so there's a push. There's a Street Wraith. So at least we're going to be able to deal with this Mantis Rider that's coming down this turn. and kind of set him back. But we're probably fetching like tap lands for the foreseeable future, just because I can't afford to take that much more damage. We're taking 4 here, going to 9, and I've got to go to 7 off of the Street Wraith, then probably 6 off of my fetch land. A Death Shadow will catch me up here. Gosh, okay, so we got to do this, I think. So we find a Death Shadow or Traverse. It's just very good. Jeez, some crow. All right, so this, we're going to get Godless Shrine. I guess we're going to get Watery Grave, as Watery Grave is a better out. Now he gets a double spell. But now, like, I guess Kozilek's Return will still get me there. Well, that's all right. Thing is, he's going to be able to flip this mare, and then I'm in a lot of trouble. Hashtag Modern Lands, yeah. This is Athalia, okay. So I'm in a real need of a Kozilek's Return right now. If I Liliana Last Hope, Kozilek's Return, any of those cards would be good. Any sideboard card would be good, except Ranger. Ranger would not be good. My opponent attacks, I probably block Thalia. Well, I don't know. Block there, take 1, 2, 3, 4, take 5. I guess we're going to do that. Then play this Overgrown Tomb tapped. And I guess I'm still not dead. My opponent finds another way to pump, then I'm dead. Or Reflector Mage. My opponent's got a lot of draws to just kill me. Like Thalia's Lieutenant, Reflector Mage, Mantis Rider. Oh, yep, can't cast because he has both Thalias. Yep. I'll be done. It's almost the last game. This flips. Oh, wow. So I think I just pay full retail for this and then attack with my Tarmogoyf. I'll get that right after I'm done. Man, this is like borderline incredible. Oh my god. I think I just come in with both again. Like, end this game as quickly. I guess I can beat Reflector Mage. Maybe I should just attack with one, because then he's like, then I can beat more draws. I can beat Reflector Mage. I can beat whatever it is. I can beat Reflector Mage, and I can beat Thalia's Lieutenant. He must be just like bricking and just drawing nothing but lands, I would assume. Because you play it's either lands or Ether Vials. There's one land. Not a Mantis Rider. Come on. So close. Alright, last game. Been my last game of the day. I think we're going to keep it as is. I don't really want to change anything. Probably should have mulliganed my opener. Even like I shouldn't have been in that game, even though I was. All right, we'll keep this one. We'll do the Bauble trick. We'll get turn 1 Delirium, and then we'll be able to manipulate our draw step. This could be a really explosive Death Shadow draw, especially with this Dismember. I think we're in the lands for more removal spells, even though we've only got one land. We'll find another land here. So I could take, I think I'm going to take this Noble Hierarch, because if I draw a land, I want to spend my turn traversing for a Death Shadow. I guess I don't even have the necessary life points for that. Then maybe I just take the... My turn easily next turn could be Traverse, Push to help work towards this Izzett Staticaster. So I probably just take this Thalia or this Fiend Hunter. Dismember this. I would rather deal with probably the Fiend Hunter. Rather deal with the Thalia than the Fiend Hunter, I think. Well, I can get things down before the Thalia comes out, so I'm going to take the Fiend Hunter. Alright, so now we're playing a Death Shadow, which kind of punishes us a little bit for not taking the Noble. I guess I can get a little more information, see what my opponent's going to draw. They're drawing a land. I think I'm just going to traverse for a Death Shadow and play the Death Shadow. Nope, not do that. Because he's not drawing anything that's overly scary. I think we're going to be good here. Unless his next draws... Wow, so I think... Yeah, so we're going to be able to... He might Meddling Mage like a Fatal Push, but then we just Dismember it. Fatal Push his Hierarch attack for like 7. And then the whatever it is... Meddling Mage, and then we have to deal with the Thalia, and we don't have Revolt for it, so maybe... Oh, the fire truck's coming on outside. I wonder what it's right to do for my opponent. So we know their hand except one. What a nightmare trying to get a fire truck through traffic. Opponent's still, I might as well put my deck list up while my opponent's thinking. I'm going to say hi to my wife. Be right back. Okay, I got home late, so I'll do this after I'm done. Okay, I'll help you get that too. What do you think we're doing? Okay. I'll make it. Yeah, it sucks. I'm down in Alexandria, Virginia. It's just like, and the traffic's not too bad, but you know, it's like, it's blocked up red light to red light, and it just would suck trying to get a fire thing through there. Okay, so we drew a Ranger. So they played Ancient Ziggurat. So I think, I wish that I had a fetch land, but I think I'm just gonna, I'm gonna dismember this, and I'm gonna push this noble so my opponent can't double spell next turn. So I would have liked to push that Thalia, because more than likely he's going to name like Fatal Push with this Meddling Mage. Nice. What does your daughter do in DC, sir? Let's hope this isn't a Reflector Mage. God, I remember the Reflector Mage, like, Thalia combo in Standard. And, oh, that was just, like, you just couldn't win. So the Reflector Mage your thing if they had, like, a Thalia in play. Okay, Champion. Into Meddling Mage. Serving an LDS mission, okay. What is an LDS mission? What did he name? He named Temur Battle Rage. That's probably a decent name. So now I think I'm just going to attack with this. I think I'm going to push this. I'll push this thing, attack, and then play another Death Shadow. Just make it so he's got to chump his board away. Mormon. Okay. Attack, and then we play another Death Shadow, then our opponent's just in the Abyss. Yeah. I mean, definitely, I don't think my opponent should block there. So now my opponent's got to have 2/2 drops, and like they've got a chance. Was a Xanthrid Necromancer? Okay, so then he gets 2. Oh wow! So that's actually an insane draw. Because wait, it's a 2/2. Whenever Xanthrid Necromancer, another creature. This is game 3. So whenever Xanthrid Necromancer, another human, 2/2 zap zombie. So his last creature is Thalia's Lieutenant. So if I attack both of these into there, then his Thalia's Lieutenant. So I think I have to attack, and then his Thalia's Lieutenant doesn't pump these, right? Because this puts a +1/+1 on each human. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack and then play the Stomping Ground tapped. And if my opponent attacks, he puts me to 2. Or he can attack with 1 of these humans. So he gets 2. It's a close game. No damage. So I kind of want him to draw anything, but like I'd like to have him draw a 3-drop just to make his turn awkward. I guess Mantis Rider kills me, which I didn't think about, but I probably still make my same play. Is he attacking? Attacking with 1. Okay. Okay, Sal, yes. Now he's got to block. He's got to chump away both of these. Okay, we're not casting that. Or are we? No, we can't cast this because, yeah, because then he just kills us on the crackback. So we might as well just keep abyssing him. Make headway into his board. Opponent double chumps. This is card advantage. Yep, they concede. All right, let's open up our chest. Open up one of these. See what we got. We got 40 play points. That's a good chest. And we got just a whole bunch of nothing besides that. All right, let me put the deck list up here. So, things I'm considering changing, I guess. I don't know if I want to play 3-teamer Battle Rages. I switched one of these for this. And I might, in the future, want to change that. I'm not exactly sure. Because I have been liking the Rages against the human decks. I also could play a 3rd Denial. If I play a 3rd Denial, I probably have to change this Stomping Ground for a Breeding Pool. And I think I like my sideboard. I've been seeing more Dredge, but I don't think I'm gonna necessarily look to play around Dredge in the next event. I just don't think Dredge is very good against all the spell-based combo decks, even when it can run rampant. So let me send you over. 3 Battle Rages is a lot, but I've just liked how dense it is. I think this is how I do this. So I think this is what I'm going to do here, but besides this, I'm gonna head on out and call it a day. I hope everyone has a good rest of their day, and see you all later.